Sorry, Una, that very famous actor that we were hoping was going to turn up just did a runner. Gonna have to put up with me. Let us go do the clever cat and the desperate dog. Back in the time when animals could speak to each other and we could understand them too, if we took the time to listen, we'd have heard an argument between a cat and a dog. Why? Well, the poor old dog was always left out in the rain and the hail and the snow. And you can imagine how miserable a dog would be, tail between his legs, ears down, whining. Meanwhile, the cat was in beside the fire, warm and dry, looking out at the dog with the self-satisfied look that cats do so well. The poor old dog looked desperately in at the cat and said, "Why are you always in there? And why am I out here? And I do all the work on the farm." The cat just smiled out at him, purring contentedly. The farmer heard the dog complaining day after day and eventually said, "I'll settle this for once and for all. The next fine day, the two of you will have a race. You'll start at the fair field and my wife will stand in the doorway of the house. The first one of you past her into the house, that's the one who will stay by the fire from then on. Is that fair? Because otherwise the two of you can stay out in the rain." "Oh, yes, that's fair," said the cat. "That sounds fine," said the dog. 2 days later, it was a fine day, so the farmer took the two of them to the end of the big field beyond. "Now," he said, "when I whistle, go." So he whistled. Thank God there was somebody who could do that. And off they went. Now, as you well know, as well as I do, a dog, especially a sheepdog, is faster than a cat. So the dog sped off, leaving the cat behind. He raced through the field, the gap between them getting wider. The dog was gaining and gaining on the cat, and the nearer they got to the house, and it looked like a foregone conclusion who would win. But as the dog came into the yard, who arrived at the very same time? Only the postman. Now, the postman saw the dog at the same time as the dog saw the postman. And we all know dogs don't like postmen any more than postmen like dogs. So a fight started. The dog growling, snapping at the postman, and the postman jumped around, trying to shake off the dog. There was barking and biting and snarling, and the postman eventually just threw the letters into the air and ran. He wasn't hanging around to get attacked for the sake of a few letters. As all this was going on, the cat had been gradually getting closer and closer without anyone noticing. The dog, still outside, straightened himself and proudly looked around him, thinking, "Ha! I'm after protecting the place, and once again from one of these fellas in uniform, I'm a die the good boy." But hang on. Where was the cat though? And the dog looked into the house, and there was the cat in beside the fire, smiling and purring, looking at the dog as if he was a complete idiot. Which of course, he was. And from that day to this, cats are usually by the fire, and the poor dogs are left outside. Why? Because cats are smarter than dogs, as everybody knows. Here we go. And the Ceol Orchestra. The cool cat, the desperate dog.